Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and we've got another prize picks video for you. We're going to be talking about the NBA slate on Black Friday, November 24th. We've got 10 games on board, some really fun matchups, and we're doing our first look show, and we've already got some picks we're very excited about. So before we get into the picks for tonight, if you've never tried Prize Picks, use our promo code. They'll double your first deposit up to $100. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notifications because we do our late night show with all of the best value on the board early. And we're constantly finding picks that end up getting bumped the next day, like a point, point and a half, 2 points sometimes. So this is our late night show, and you'll be notified if you're subscribed. And you hit the bell when we drop our daily show, which kind of varies between 2 and 4 Eastern time, 2 and 4 p.m. Eastern time, when we have a full board. And then we let you know what we are looking at and trying to get into when we've got the full board updated. And also, if you haven't checked out our Discord, there's a link in the description of the video. We have a good community over there. If that's your type of thing, you should definitely check it out. We're constantly making slips together. We do live voice chat, and we're just kind of doing builds and catching, picks that we're into, and good community. So check that out if that's your type of thing. So let's talk briefly about, I guess what would have been Wednesday. Right. I think between the late show and the daily show, we went 8 for 12. I think we had said.
Yep.
Let's just talk about the plays that missed briefly. So what were the plays that missed again, Jordy? Oh yeah, I had Duncan PRA.
Yep.
And I had Jason Tatum points.
Yeah.
So Tatum points, when we posted that was in the late show, I believe, and we were excited about it. It was juiced. And then the next day we find out he's questionable with this illness. Obviously, if we would have known about the illness, we wouldn't have taken that because he wasn't at 100%. It was a pretty big game. He just didn't want to miss playing the Bucks in Boston. So I think he went for, he didn't hit. That's the main thing. He didn't hit. I think he went for like 16 or 18 points. He looked super tired out there. I know some people were just like not having it. Some people in our Discord was like, Jordan was sick. I'm like, dude, Tatum is not Jordan. But anyways, that was unfortunate to find out late about his illness. And then Duncan got into foul trouble very early, and he was just having to play with caution when he actually got back in. He ended up getting like 24 minutes, which is like, 10 or so minutes under what he's been averaging lately. And he had to play with a completely different approach because he was so scared of being fouled out, and being removed from the game. So those two didn't play out for us. I don't even remember the other 8 that we had because we were just doing so many picks between the late night show and the daily show at this point. But anyways, I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to say about your guys, but
yeah, so I think honestly, like the main points of mine missing were like Şengün. He played 32 minutes and he went 4 of 9 from the floor. That's all he did. He got like half of his shooting attempts. Granted, he could have shot more, but he was like playing very odd to his standards. He was going to the top of the key. He didn't look like he wanted to play at all. He wasn't getting aggressive like he usually is. He's usually down in the box fighting it out, like putting up, extra like boards and then throwing them back in and stuff. Like he's usually great, and Fred's usually throwing him the ball and getting those assists off him. So he had 4. So I feel like if Şengün would have had a normal game, I think they both could have hit, which is what I was expecting to happen. But yeah, things happen. People have bad nights.
Yeah. So anyways, let's get into what we've got tonight, because I'm feeling pretty good about these picks we've got. So our first pick that I'm going to go with is someone who's been hitting for us a lot lately, and that is Tyus Jones. But instead of going with just his points, I want to go with his points and assists in this game. They're playing against Milwaukee. Let's look at that over-under real fast. So we have an over-under of 246.5 with Milwaukee heavily favored by 13.5 points. And we got to be careful about a blowout, obviously. but most of Tyus's, in fact, I believe last time we took his points when he hit, it was against Milwaukee in this last game that they matched up, but we have to be careful about a blowout, but Tyus is doing most of his damage in like the first half and a little bit in the third quarter. But one thing I noticed is he's been like assists. So I wanted to pair it with the assists tonight. So let me see, where's he at here? Here we go. So I like him for over 16 and a half. I just want those extra options with upside because he's been thriving with the assists lately. If you look at, he's averaging 4.3, but what I'm liking is, okay, so yeah, that last game that we took him was against Charlotte. That's my bad. But last time he played Milwaukee, he hit his points as well. He went for 18 and he went for 3 assists. But he's averaging 4.3 assists on the year right now. He had 7 against Charlotte when he played the Knicks, who are pretty stout on defense this year. He ended up going for 5 assists. So I just like this balance here. You can still take his points if you like, but I like the points and assists better. And if you look at Milwaukee, what they're allowing to point guards, they're allowing almost 28 points a game to point guards. That's outrageous. And same with assists, 7.3 a game just to point guards. So I really like what I'm seeing here. And this is actually minus 125 currently on the books. So we got the juice behind that pick as well. So, we like the matchup. We like the minutes he's been getting. And they actually did pretty decent. They never reached a point last time they played Milwaukee where they were benching their starters. They fought until the very end. And so hopefully we get a similar situation. It's hard to gauge the Wizards right now. They'll just randomly surprise you. They're kind of putting some things together. Their defense is still awful. So that's why we got that super high over under. Milwaukee's still working on their defense as well. So I'm feeling good about Tyus going over his points and assists tomorrow. And then my next pick is going to be a rebounds prop. This is super low, and I've kind of been off him for a little while, but he's been bouncing back, and that's going to be Aaron Gordon, 6.5 rebounds. My bad. I like him to go over this. In his last 2 games, he went for 9 and 10. And Orlando has been, really powerful rebounding and defensive team this year. So him going for 10 is pretty impressive. If you look at what he's actually averaging on the year, it's I'm sorry, not on the year, in the last 4 games, he's getting all the minutes that we're looking for. You guys know Aaron Gordon. I don't have to tell you much about him. He's a beast, one of my favorite power forwards in the league. And he's averaging just under 8 rebounds a game. And that's even with this game against Cleveland where he went for 4, which is throwing that average down quite a bit. If you look at his other 3 within that span, we've got 8 rebounds, we've got 9 rebounds, we've got 10 rebounds. Now, if we look at what Houston is allowing against power forwards, they're doing a pretty good job holding them to under 20 points a game. Not a great shooting percentage. 42%. I mean, that's solid, but it's still like, it's not anything that you're like excited for that matchup. But we're just looking at rebounds here, and they're averaging 9.5 rebounds allowed to power forwards. So when you've got a good power forward like Gordon and you got a line like this, only 6.5, I think he can get at least 7 tomorrow. And this is actually set at minus 130 right now. So this is absolutely going to go up by the time we're at the daily show. So Jordy and I already have this locked in. All these picks, we have these locked in. And so my next is going to be an assist prop that I'm really excited about. That's going to be Eric Gordon. I like him to go for at least 3. He's been really facilitating a lot. And if we look at, like he's hit this, 4 out of his last 5 games. And he's averaging 35 minutes a game right now. So he's getting all the play time we're looking for. And he's averaging 4.7 assists. And this is over the last 3 games. But I really like the matchup here. If you look at what Memphis is allowing to point guards, they're allowing point guards to do a lot to them right now. Shoot 3-pointers, which he's, if you want to look at his points assists, you can. But I just like the assists alone because it's so low at 2.5, and they're allowing almost 8.5 assists per game to point guards. So I'm feeling really good about Eric Gordon going over this. This is the epitome of these late night gems that we're looking for, and why we do this show in general is to find stuff like this. So I'm excited to lock that in. All three of these, actually. What do you got for us, Jordy?
Yeah, dude, that Eric Gordon one's been so automatic. I've been loving that pick. That was a great find. So, to get me started for my first prop here, I'm gonna be going with a 3 points made prop. Now, I usually stay away from these, but I like this one a lot. I like KCP to go over 1 3-point made. There's games where he does. I liked his points at first, and then I started digging more, and this was juiced to a -130 to go over, and his points were like a -120. So I like this because Houston is actually, if we look at what they're giving up to shooting guards this year, they're actually pretty good defensively. They're giving up the least amount of points in the league, but I do like that they're giving up 2.7 threes a game. So he's got that room to hit these 3-pointers, and I'm feeling good about this one because there's games where he doesn't hit his points, but he's cashing like 2 threes a game. So I like that to go over. The game line on this one is, let's see here. We got a game line of 216.5 with only a 3-point spread. Houston's very good right now, so I like this to be a competitive game, and I think we're good there. So for my next one, I'm going to be taking an assist prop, and I'm going back to my boy Bam Adebayo here. I've been loving Bam this year, man. He's so good. He's having the best start to his career yet. And these assists, this is just too low for him. I think this could be at 4 tomorrow. I like it at 3.5. I don't know if I would take it at 4 though. So I would grab this at 3.5. It's a -130 at 3.5, and it's only a -115 at 4. So if this is at 4, I would not snag it, but 3.5 is super juicy for us. So I'm liking 3.5. If we look at what, let's see here. If we look at what the Knicks are giving up to centers and assists, where are we at? Knicks. They're giving up about 3 assists a game to centers. So, Bam Adebayo is not your typical center. He's very good at what he does, and they've got shooters all around them right now. So when Duncan Robinson and all these guys are going off, he's been looking great at hitting those every game. So I like this to go over 3.5. And then that's a -130 as well. So for my last pick, I'm going to be going with a points prop here. I'm going with Grayson Allen tonight. Grayson Allen, dude, I've been loving him. He's super physical. He comes out hot like every game. He's flying around. He's being a defensive monster, and he gets a lot of like steal and breakaway points and stuff. Like, he just does it all. He's kind of like this team's Draymond Green right now, but he scores a little bit better. If we look at what he's doing on the season, he's like 11, almost 12 points a game, averaging 32 minutes, which is what we want. And he's getting those 12 points a game this season. So it's a good matchup too. If we look at what Memphis is giving up to shooting guards, let's see. They're giving up 22 points a game, almost 23 points a game to shooting guards. So, and they're giving up almost 4 threes, which he does shoot some threes. So I like this. I like this to go over. I don't want to overthink this one. It's a good matchup. It's a -130. If it was at 10, it's questionable. I think he can get 10 for us. So, I would take this. I think it's going to be 10.5 tomorrow though. So I would try to get this at 9.5 for sure. But that's what I've got.
Yeah. And like you had mentioned, he's such a good defender. He gets a lot of playing time alongside Booker, even though they play the same position. And Booker has been, getting utilized as a point guard a lot.
Yep.
So I like all 6 of these picks. Take which ones you like. If there's any you're not feeling, just, take the ones you like and discard the ones you don't like. We're just showing you what we're getting into. So we hope you all had a really good Thanksgiving. We know we did. We're tired. We're full.
Yep.
And we're looking forward to some more basketball on Black Friday. Be careful out there if you are going late to get some good deals, out in the streets tonight. Just It gets wild out there, so just be careful. Actually, just shop on Amazon anyways. But like, that's so much easier. But anyways, guys, we appreciate all of you. Thanks to all of our new viewers, all of our new subscribers. You guys are awesome, and we hope you have a good weekend, and we will catch you in the next video.
Good luck, boys.